Hey y'all. So, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about shopping experiences. So, once upon a time, I went, well, I went on a road trip to a mall, but the road trip was for like a different reason. We weren't just going like on a road trip just to shop. This seems like a waste of time. Um, so we went on the road trip and I went in the mall and I noticed that I was wearing sweatpants and like an entire sweatsuit, and everybody there was like kind of dressed up like a lax church in like it was like lax church, not quite Sunday like Sunday casual. There we go. Like like very Sunday casual. But some people kind of did like not Sunday best, but Sunday better. And when I walked in, when I tell you I have never felt underdressed going to a mall before then, I was like, well, shoot, why didn't I wear something else? Like, for the entire 5 hours, you know? Like, my feelings were almost kind of hurt. But, it was fine anyways. So, I walk in, and it's like, the vibe was like different. And I was like, I kind of like it. They had some really cute stuff. Like, as soon as you walk in, I was like, oh, wow, this is cute. That's cute. I wish they had a different shade of purple, but it's still cute. And, like, when I tell you out of nowhere, like, within seconds, there was a guy in a suit. I mean, I've never seen a guy take up an entire doorway, but he was head to toe in the doorway. And he was in a suit. And I was like, is this real? Is everybody seeing him too? And he actually turned people like away from the door, like you can't get through here. Like he didn't say anything, but he just like looked at the people and gave him a little nod and a little bit of hand and like a little handshake or whatever. And he was like, nope. And I'm like, oh my god, this is real. I was like, is someone expecting someone? Is something going down? And then I realized, oh shoot, that's for me. Because I'm dressed like this. Whoops. And so, like, the people that, like, the little counter attendants were freaking out. Like, they just disappeared. And and I can't believe I actually said it out loud. But I was like, where are the counter people? Like, where did they go? And so my mom was, like, looking at bracelets and stuff. And then next thing you know, this lady just poofs out of nowhere. Hi, can I get you guys anything? Da 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 da. And I was like, oh no. I was just looking at the watches, and she was like, well, these are of course Gucci, and these were really made in Italy, like really made it. I was like, she was trying to really sell it. They were made in Italy, but I'm like, girl, I don't know if even know that that's true or not. And then she was like, oh, would you? She was like, would you like to try this one on? And I was like, oh, no, thank you. She's like, what about this one? She was really trying to sell those watches. I'm like, ma'am. And then it's like, we just kind of moved on from the watches. I was like, okay, she's not going to leave us alone until like, she gets that one of those watches on our wrists. And so we just kind of like, we just kind of moved on. And we started looking back at like the cute like travel-y type backpacks and stuff. And I was like, oh wow. I was like, it could be, I was like, this could be like a better material, because it was like a cross between like cloth, canvas, and like windbreaker. That's not really a fabric to have that like big of a cross between, because it's like, I need different varieties for different situations. Like I have a satin backpack, and I have a canvas backpack that's kind of waterproof. But then I also have a kavu that's very canvasy. But you know what? I wear those with different outfits. I need like I would have loved to have one of those like those oh shoot. It's that like white one with like the red writing and it's like really fancy and it's like I didn't even know they existed until like a few years ago when like the Visco girl thing was going around before those poor girls got bullied. But that's another episode. Um yeah, it was that kind of bag, and they had like fanny packs and stuff, but they didn't have like the lavender color in the fanny pack, so I was kind of sad. And my mom was like, "Oh, what about this?" And I was like, "Maybe if they had it in a fanny pack." And it's like they were so like distraught. They were like, the people that were like attending me, they were like, "Why don't we have a fanny pack? Why don't we?" I could read. I'm a really good like face reader, but because they were like freaking out, and I was like, "Oh, these poor people." I was like, how do celebrities just walk in places and like just order people around like that? Like they're in a constant state of panic and everything. But it was very like when I went, it was like very delightful and everything. Cause I don't know why, but like of course my mom was like, "Go venture, have fun," and I was like, "Okay," and she was like, "Just remember that this is the way of where we parked," and I'm like, "Okay," so I meandered and wandered around, and I was like, "Ooh, I've never seen this big of, or it was kind of small. It was kind of medium for like a flagship inside of a mall. But yeah, me and my sisters kind of wandered in to the Louis Vuitton store, and like they looked at us and they were like, "Wait, they're not very dressed up. Are they like?" And I could tell by the look on some of the workers' faces. They were like, "Are they broke?" Or one of those famous people who just dresses casual. But I guess the way I was looking at bags and nodding and stuff, they were like, "Oh my god, they're famous. Why didn't anybody tell us anyone was famous was coming?" So they had like these big eyes, like, "Oh my god, please don't ask us to get anything or do anything. Please don't, please don't, please don't." And so I was like, I can read a room, but everybody else couldn't because they thought that they were looking at us like, "Ew, what are those bums doing here?" And I'm like, look, I didn't know that I was rolling up here today. Look, this was a surprise. It was a fun surprise, but it was a surprise nonetheless. It was a lot of fun. But then, like, I rolled. So, like, me and my sister just kind of pieced out. And then our mom was like, so where did you guys go? We were like, Louis Vuitton, it wasn't that good. But then she was like, no, let's see what they got. And so, like, all they see is me and my sister walking up in sweats with this very nicely dressed lady. And they're like, oh, shoot, we messed up. Well, we can't talk to him now because that would look funny. And so they looked shocked. They looked shocked, bummed out, just upset. Like, what? Like, how did we mess this up? And I saw a really cute roller bag. I was like, huh, that could be cute. And I was like, what am I going to use a roller bag? My dad always told me, you got to make yourself use it or make yourself wear it. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, that could work, but where am I going? But yeah, so it was fun to get treated like a celebrity, I guess. It was fun. It was cute. And if any of them from that store ever like hear this and just remember and can put the voice to the face, hi, I don't blame y'all. It was cute. It was fun. I had fun. Bye. See y'all next episode.